So there's this right-wing comedian. His name is Alex Stein. And he hangs out in Washington, D.C. and bugs the shit out of politicians. And, well, here he is bugging AOC. But this is interesting because AOC lies about what he said. Watch.
AOC, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Want to do a little selfie?
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
So
AOC.
No, oh, I fucked up. Oh, do we not have the her saying it? What she said?
My favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Want to do a selfie?
I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress. Woo, I love it, AOC. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale.
So here, after that encounter with Alex Stein, here's what she said.
Hey everybody, I'm here in the Capitol. See this guy right there? Right there. When I was walking up, he said, hey, right in front of a Capitol police officer.
See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite.
Hey, here's this, look at that big ass, look at that big juicy booty, this Latina, like whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff.
Yeah. So she just made up a bunch of stuff he said, but he doesn't only do that to lefty politicians. He did it to Dan Crenshaw. So now he's pissed off that Dan Crenshaw is funding the Ukrainian war. So on that, Alex Stein and I agree. Now, we're wrong. We disagree on the reason why he thinks. Anyway, so let's watch this.
That's a little loser. That's it. He's trying to grab my thing.
So he calls him a loser, and then he tried to grab his phone. Now, that's illegal. You think he should be arrested for that? I think. Here we go.
That's a little loser. That's it. He's trying to grab my thing. Look, you're too slow. He's too slow. Navy SEAL. It's funny, Dan, how you said you're tall. Yeah, I'm small, but I'm so much taller than you, Dan. I'm so much bigger than you. You're just a little sad.
This actually bothers Dan Crenshaw a lot. That's why it's funny.
Little boy. I'm the little one. This is, yeah, imagine me calling you out because you're a globalist. Oh, I got a job. I work for the Blaze. I make a lot of money. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, Dan. Yeah, I make a lot of money. Yeah, oh, I'm a loser.
This is the guy who tells veterans that their service.
Yeah, because those are weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. So I'm anti-war. Yeah. Yeah, I'm anti-war because I don't believe. Did you guys find any weapons of mass destruction?
As a matter of fact,
oh, where was? Oh, what weapons of mass destruction? This guy.
You're actually going to go down this route, Alex.
Yeah, because we don't have any weapons of mass destruction.
You're looking like a fool right now.
You're telling veterans, you're the one that's giving more money to Ukraine. We have a homelessness. We have so many issues here in America. He cares more about Ukraine. Yeah, it was. You guys' service was wasted.
You're disgusting.
For globalists and bankers.
You are the modern day version.
Oh, I'm the modern day version. You worry more about Ukraine than our border.
You are the modern day version.
He cares more about Ukraine than he does about America. So you're a globalist. Why don't you take care of America? You don't care. That's your problem, Dan. You don't care about America. You don't care about Texas. Look at our. Do you think there's an invasion? Is there an invasion on our border right now? Is there an invasion on our border right now?
Maybe you should go back.
I still am a comedian. Is there an invasion on our border? Will you admit that there's an invasion on our border?
There's an invasion on our border.
Yeah, but you won't do anything about it. But why do you give $80 billion to Ukraine? Why do you give $80 billion to Ukraine?
I think you're getting the numbers wrong there, buddy.
Oh, what are we at, $100 billion now?
No, it's not even
close. What are we up to now, Dan? And they even say none of those weapons even go to the front lines. So why don't you start caring about America?
Actually, they do.
You don't care about America at all, Dan. You're a globalist, you're a traitor, you're a dwarf. There's Dan Crenshaw. Come on, dude.
Modern day version of the people.
Oh, I'm a piece of shit. You're the one that's a globalist. You're killing young children.
That really got under his skin when he called him a dwarf. He turned around and came back out, called him a piece of shit. That was the one that got to him. Okay.
For no reason, sending him to war for nothing.
I gotta be ID'd, right? Yeah.
And then guess what happened? Tough guy Dan Crenshaw called the cops on a comedian. Yep.
Well, he funded the cops, so he wants.
That's right. They voted to fund the cops, and now they do his bidding. Watch.
You're harassing a member, an officer.
They're an elected official.
He said you're harassing a member of Congress. Here we go.
No, you're being stopped in the Not right now. You're being stopped. I just need some identification. You can hand it to her.
All right, thank you. For future reference, when you're wanting to interview members, you cannot physically stop them from going their way.
I'm not trying to talk back. I didn't physically stop anybody.
I'm just letting you know from what we were getting from members of the public was that you were harassing members that were trying to go back and forth to their votes. You are not allowed to do that, so I'm going to let you know the rules and the laws that you are being told that you are breaking. And I'm going to let you know that that's what you cannot do.
Okay, am I allowed to leave?
You are allowed to leave.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is just trying to ask politicians some questions, and then they come and detain me. What a joke.
So that's tough guy Dan Crenshaw. Can't stand up to a comedian. He's got to call the cops on a comedian. But I like the I like that. I like when they're both doing that.
Eye patch McCain.
Yeah, so they learn nothing from their own service and war. They don't learn to be anti-war. They just learn to do more of it. So more guys can become maimed. And that's sad. That's sad. And he thought he's going to get these veterans to shit on him. And he just looked them right in the face. He said, your service was wasted. There were no weapons of mass destruction. He just said it. You guys want to have that? You really want to say Iraq was a fucking threat to the United States and you guys weren't pawns in a globalist scheme for oil? You're not going to be that dumb, are you? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let me, what is my,
yeah.
Here.
Well, let me say this much, that the one part that Alex Stein missed there is that Dan Crenshaw, when he was confronted about the J6, what do you call them? Criminals, or what would it call? Detainees, or the suspects?
Insurgents, or what do they call them?
I don't want to say insurgency because I was there and it was not an insurgency, but whoever, the people who broke the law,
the rioters,
the trespassers, they have been detained without, without a chance to have a speedy trial. I think one of the J6 people have been killed themselves in prison and whatnot. And Dan Crenshaw was asked, how come nobody's speaking up for these people that are still detaining illegally? And he pretty much punted. He refused to talk about it. He refused to answer it. So I really wish that Alex Stein would have hit that line right there. Alex Stein did come on the morning show before, and he did talk about his experience. I put it in the chat a couple times about what he went through with the COVID and his mom. He's a pretty stand-up guy, Alex Stein, and I look forward to seeing him on Hinkle tonight, and can't wait for him to come back on our show too as well.
I just wish so much that Dan Crenshaw would record an out-of-breath, frightened video like AOC did after Alex Stein mocked her. Hi, it's me, Dan Crenshaw. There is this guy behind me saying, look at Dan Crenshaw's juicy ass. Look at Dan Crenshaw's fat, juicy booty. Then he called me short. Hey,
he was on the J.
Go ahead.
He was on the Young Global Leaders on the World Economic Forum, Dan Crenshaw, and that's why that's when he kept on saying, "You're a globalist. You're a globalist." Yeah. He was a young globalist leader.
Hey, Dan Crenshaw may be shorter than Alex Stein, but he makes more money picking stocks than Nancy Pelosi. Am I right? Come on.
Dan did respond. He said, well, America, this is what happens when our culture degrades boys and doesn't teach them to be men.
That's why I called the cops.
That's why you called the cops?
You're not hey, listen, you're not a real man unless you lose your eye fighting for a war over fake weapons of mass destruction.
Wow. No, that happened to him in he was in Benghazi, right? Wasn't Dan Crenshaw in Benghazi or no?
Was in
Am I wrong? I'm wrong about that, right? So where did he lose his eye? Afghanistan?
I think it was Afghanistan.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Okay. But there you go. So I say good on Alex Stein.
Afghanistan.
Okay, it was Afghanistan. So I say good for him going and giving Dan Crenshaw a hard time. Good for him. Like to see more of it. Looking forward to your interview with him. All right,
Jimmy.
What?
By the way, I just want to say that we posted that video of Alex Stein up on our YouTube, and they gave us a strike.
Why? What was the strike for?
Because he mentioned how his family and his mom had took the COVID jab, and he just recently lost his mom. I didn't know what to expect because when he came on the show, it was the first time I got to meet him. My co-host Steve, Poikin, had been with him plenty of times on this show called what's it called? I'm so sorry. On Sam Tripoli's show.
Oh, Tinfoil Hat.
No. The other one. Jesus Christmas. I'm going to get in trouble for forgetting the name of the show. But he goes on this particular show all the time. And Steve had been with him before. And I was surprised because I was ready to see a guy who'd gone up and, go to all these. He got famous for going to all the city councils and just doing this whole thing. We have 2 minutes and he just does raps or dressed up like a doctor. That's what he got really famous for. So when he came on the show, I thought it'd be more about comedy, but it was a really touching interview. And we put it up on Rumble, so we shared it out. And definitely, check it out. It's called Union of the Unwanted is the name of the show. Thank God I got it right because those people would have killed me. That's a show he went on quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, it was really touching and what he had went through and what had kind of driven him to do that. He also showed up at the, Uvalde sessions over there and pretty much yelling at the city council for what they had done and their part they had played and reached out to a lot of the parents who had lost the children there to kind of elevate their story. That's what Alex Stein has done.
Okay. All right. Well, good video. Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.